There's something that I've found, especially where people are, which is very often the case with people who have fibromyalgia and depression, well educated, often pretty sophisticated people, very capable people. And one of the limitations that I found with the psychological approach generally to helping, as Sue said, it has its place and it's really great, but I found that many people can't go as far as they want with that. And I think there's a really simple reason for that. To the extent to which depression is a mental illness, and I've already said that it has physical components to it, but to the extent that it's mental, it's actually really challenging to tackle a mental illness with a mental approach. It actually doesn't really make sense. If you want to heal something or improve something, you usually need to come from a higher level than the level on which it's actually operating. So, and one of the ways you can see this is, for example, probably anyone who's tried doing something like affirmations, which again, they can be valuable, but it's actually extraordinarily difficult to keep on affirming things which is essentially a mental approach, if it's your mind that is messing you up all the time. So to say, I'm a happy person, when you actually feel like crap, is a very, very difficult way to persuade yourself. It may work to some extent and it may help, because what you're trying to do is actually reprogram your subconscious there. And the subconscious, luckily, is fairly unintelligent. It doesn't interpret, it just takes whatever is said to it over and over again. But it is very difficult because your energy will tend to contradict what you're saying. What I've discovered is that in order to get higher levels of healing, if you like, or deeper healing, it's really necessary to come from higher levels of consciousness. I'm going to call it consciousness now. So the level of that mental work is a certain level of consciousness. And when you go up a level, you start to come from a position of love. You need to do the work of the heart, which is learning how to open your heart, how to forgive yourself and forgive others, not just mentally. It's not a question of going through the words. It's a question of actually going through the experience of forgiveness so that it changes the inner state of your heart. And then an even higher level, if you like, a higher level of consciousness than that heart-based, love-based approach is the spiritual approach, which is more about our connection with something greater than ourselves and something that is not physical. I'm not talking about connecting with the universe, which is the physical. It's something non-physical. That takes you to a higher level of consciousness, which is even more healing. So with each step we go up, the healing power at that level, if you like, is more powerful than the level below. So the physical is kind of like the lower level, still needs to be in good order. It's kind of basic. The mental level is the next level up. The emotional level, if you like, the heart and love-based level is the next level above that. And then the spiritual soul, whatever, is a level above that. And each of them has a different amount of power in terms of the way it affects you. So if you are somebody who's actually very capable rationally, if you have a very good mind and you're struggling with depression, I am almost certain that you will need to do some of that higher level, above the mind level healing in order to get the kind of outcomes you're looking for.